Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
For live.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
This live
Are you
talk.
ready?
Live
Are you
talk.
ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Live talk.
For the word of the day, the knowledge and the wisdom will increase your faith. Are you ready? For live talk,
Yeah.
because it's about time to set it off. Are you ready?
Let's go.
For the word of the day, the knowledge and the wisdom will increase your faith. Are you ready? For live talk,
Yeah.
because it's about time to set it off.
Live talk. This live talk. Live talk. Living in vital energy. The universal language spirituality. Living in vital energy. The universal language spirituality. We're going all the way live with it. With live talk, increase your mentality, put away carnality, and increase your spirituality. Let's go. Live talk.
Are you ready?
This live talk.
Are you ready?
Live talk.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Live talk.
For the word of the day, the knowledge and the wisdom will increase your faith. Are you ready? For live talk, because it's about time to set it off.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Prince Yahoo, and today I will be your host for this Live Talk Youth Edition. Now, I have two special brothers with me here today, my brother Adam and my brother Mi. Brother Adam, would you like to share a few things about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Brother Adam. Shalom. I'm 15. I do some freelance stuff with 2D animation, music here and there, and cover art stuff.
Yeah. Brother Mi, would you like to share a few things?
Shalom, family. Brother Emma from Orlando, Florida. I'm 20 years old, and I'm here on Live Talk with my brothers. Praise Yahweh.
All right. Now, moving forward with the show. Well, before I move forward, I would like to thank the brothers in here today with me for helping me on my live talk. So I just thank all of you and wish many blessings.
Praise Yahweh.
All right. Now, for a rundown of today's events. Shortly, we'll have the word of the day. After our word of the day, we'll have our main topic. After that, we'll have a short break. Then, after our break, we'll have our quote. And after that, we'll have our closing. Our main topic for today is how does social media affect our teens? Now for the word of today. The word of the day is attempt, which means the act of making an effort to accomplish something, especially without success. But we're going to come from a law perspective on this word. The law definition for attempt is the act that is done with intent to commit a crime but falls short of completing it. So you can, for an example, it's like an attempted murder or an attempted armed robbery. But let me spiritualize this word. Before I get into the Holy Scriptures, one of the synonyms for the word attempt is try. Revelation 3:10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. So, what is temptation? Temptation is being persuaded to do evil. It's illegal. And the word of my patience is legal. So because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So because you kept my word of legal, I will also keep you from the hour of banishing the illegal, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. We do not want to get caught up in the hour of temptation. If you keep the legal way, you won't get caught up in that hour.
Praise Yahweh.
Do you brothers have anything you want to say?
I want to chime in on that. You know, a lot of times we fall into the temptations of the world. You know, Yahweh said, I created you in this world, but don't be of this world. You know, don't think that Satan's temptations can't get to you, because they can. You know, social media and stuff like that is a big impact on that. You know, you got to remember to make sure you keep God first, because, you know, if you don't, it's easier for Satan to get his hands on you and for you to fall into the traps and the deceptions and temptations of Satan. Because, you know, recently I was a victim and fell into the temptations. You know, I um I um I wasn't doing the right things. I wasn't putting God Yahweh first. But I'm blessed to say that Yahweh gave me another chance and was able to bring me to the light, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got out of my situation. You know, recently I had got I was in the county corrections. I was in there for about 11 months. You know, the while the time I was in there, you know, I was making sure I read my Bible. We did little Bible studies, prayer circles every night. You know, I was making sure I fasted, keeping Yahweh first, because, you know, while I was in there, I had nothing but time to think but positive thoughts. And, you know, that's the only person who I could call on in there. You know, you can't call on everybody, because your friends and your peers, they're not going to be there for you. When the last person who's going to be there for you is, even though your parents will be there for you, but the very last person that's going to be there for you is your heavenly Father, Yahweh. You know, and Yahweh heard out my cries and he heard out my prayers, and I'm blessed to say that. You know, without him, I probably wouldn't have been home right now. You know, but I'm blessed to say that I made it out of that situation, and that Yahweh brought me home to my loved ones. You know, we can't fall into these temptations. You know, you can end up dead. You get, you know, anything. So you want to make sure we put God Yahweh first in everything we do, and be more spiritual. Don't let the social medias and our peers influence us. I know it's a lot of negative stuff out there right now, but like you always say, I've sent you to be in this world, don't be of this world, you know. So just make sure you remember to put Yahweh first, and don't let Satan tempt you in his
Agenda.
devil, yeah, this deception ways, because his ways of the world are only temporary. Yahweh is forever, you know.
Mhm. Yes,
Like
sir.
you see these rappers out here, they might be living that glorious lifestyle everybody thinks they want to live, but, you know, shoot, like right here now in the county, I mean, right now here in Orlando, Florida, they just did a RICO sweep, and they came and got every last one of these rappers out here that was rapping about the stuff that influenced our generation. And guess what? Now they were living flashy, but guess what? Now they have to deal with uh being in that system. You know, ain't no telling if they know Yahweh, if they have God in their hearts. But, you know, Rico is 25 years of life. So, you know, it's crazy right now. But, you know, this is the society that we're living in. So we just want to make sure we put Yahweh first, and make sure that yeah, we don't get caught up in the Satan's temptations. That's your time.
Uh, there's something that you said that I want to chime in on. How I've been seeing on social media, like when you said we don't have Yahweh in our hearts. Like if our hearts aren't pure and spiritual, Satan, he could easily get us. I've seen a lot of people on social media easily influenced by Satan, and it's like he's easily taking them down. Like,
I mean, yeah, because that even gets some like earthly desires. Like,
yeah, yeah.
Even a lot of like the spiritual stuff is just like the people that go through that, you know, that kind of hell states, like you realize what it got you there. And it's the earthly desires. You can be in this world, but it's like you were saying, you don't be attached to it.
Yeah.
Because when you attach yourself, then that's when you get into like a lot of you kind of be up like this. Yeah, you know, you're going to kind of look outside the scope of it.
Exactly. And Satan's things that Satan gives you here on this world are only temporary. Yahweh is forever. His blessings last forever, and to the afterlife for eternity. So
yeah, it's like when you're here, you want to cherish the time for it is, and don't take advantage.
Yeah.
I realize what it is. You're here to grow spiritually.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. All right. Well, that was a word of the day for you folks. Now moving on to the main topic. How does social media affect our teens? So the first question is, what are some positive outcomes from social media? And I view positive outcomes as making relationships with people. I view them as educational videos. Like I've seen a few videos on animals, a few videos on history that I didn't even know about. You know, like there's a lot of things on there that you could interact with. Like with the animal thing, I believe we should all know about animals because some animals are dangerous while some are nice, and you don't want to encounter that animal and not know what to do in that situation. Like I've seen this one guy, he rambled on a bit about black bears. He talked about how he talked about each different bear. Like it starts with a G: the grizzly bear, a black bear, and a polar bear. And he was like, if you get with a grizzly bear, get down on the floor because you don't want to encounter that. If you encounter a black bear, you want to make sure to stand big because you can scare them off. And he was like, if you encounter a polar bear, then you're dead. Like, you can't do nothing about that. It's awful. Yeah.
And there's definitely a lot of benefits with social media. Also, positively, you got a lot of things like even YouTube. Like YouTube tells you how to do everything. So you feel me? You can fix your car from home. You don't even have to take your car to the shop. All type of stuff. You can look up anything to help you and benefit you positively. If you want to go to school and do anything, you feel me? You might have a teacher on YouTube that's teaching you how to work out a math problem that you're having difficulty with. Stuff like that. So it's a lot of positive benefits from social media.
And even leading on to that, like with the YouTube thing, I feel like it's became to the point where I'll search up something on YouTube before I even go on Google now because it's just so accessible because you instantly get a quick video, and then even at some point if you do go on Google and like try to look up for something, it'll have like a timestamp of where it thinks YouTube video starts, like where the topic actually starts getting into. So it's just become so advanced now. So it's just like there's you're gonna have to find like the outlets to anyway, because especially from like coming from where it's been in the beginning and then getting to where it's at right now, there's just too many outlets where you can do whatever you need. And then even on the YouTube thing, like it was about the animals you were saying, even like with the like how they say like we know more about the moon than our oceans. They're starting to learn like more animals that are, and they're just like there's crazy creatures down there, so that's a reason why we don't know them. So it's like you just learn all this stuff. Like wait, what do you even know for all these years?
Yeah.
Exactly. The more they advance in technology, the further
our knowledge is
going.
Yeah, I just seen a video of the first flying car. Like it was successful. Man, flew from one state to another state. It was kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah, you can see it on. It was on YouTube. Like it was wow. It was crazy.
Okay.
It was kind of like a plane.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like because so many things are. Can you forget like how big is the world? There's so many other places that are way more advanced. So when you like hear about this stuff like later on, it's like you really are able to hear on what's going on miles a little bit from there, And this is purely just because of social media. So it's like you're more informed about everything, really. Like what's going on. A lot of people are always updated on things that are happening, like certain wars or whatever in certain areas. Like realize like we're all kind of like semi peaceful here, but compared to like everything that's just kind of going around. So in that scope now, we'll be oblivious for it.
And so positively, social media, like what we were saying with technology and stuff like that, as we further advance, it can help benefit us as a people. And not only that, like you say, we have family probably, in another state and stuff like that. That's another way we can keep up with them and kind of see what their life got going on, because we know we can't be around them, 24/7.
Even like when they let's say for example on Instagram, right, and they post on their story, you'll know whenever they have to, wherever that is.
I think one thing you brought up was advanced technologies. America is way behind. I believe they're way behind. I mean, they did the flying car I was talking about. I think that was based on.
Shalom. This is Abigail, believe I'm the one that's unmuted. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. This is a great subject. I wanted to chime in. It seems like you guys covered a lot, and it was well said. That was a great testimony as well. I just wanted to share a little tidbit on what I give, especially young adults, on how to be successful on social media, because social media does typically get a lot of bad slack. Um, One of the downsides to social media as well is a lot of people, especially young people, find themselves really engulfed in it. But it's not just young people, older folks as well. I myself have been very guilty of wanting to get things accomplished, but somehow within my day, I've spent 2, 3 hours on social media. That to me isn't a good thing unless those hours were something that was productive. But back to my tips on how to be successful on social media. I always tell people when it comes to social media, the first thing that you should do is just determine your why. Why am I here? What's my purpose? What am I trying to accomplish? Am I trying to learn something? Am I looking to connect with friends and family? Am I trying to promote myself or my business? So the first step you want to do is just determine your why and make sure that your space matches your purpose. And what's always nice about social media is, of course, nowadays there's multiple platforms. So you can have that business page on Facebook and you can promote yourself as a professional on LinkedIn, but still have a personal page as well on social media, Facebook, for friends and family. So you can have multiple outlets that promotes your purpose, but you kind of want to just make sure that you're staying within that purpose and that not just your image, but what it is that you're trying to accomplish promotes that in the people that you follow and in the things that you are connected with and see. Because on my personal Facebook page, yes, it's for family, but a lot of those that I connect with are also, business owners. And then, of course, what's nice about social media, Facebook groups. And so I've joined several groups for, CPAs and things like that, but I've also joined groups for Black business owners, females. It's our own private space where we can connect, collaborate, and promote each other, but also share that commonality of what we feel that we face as minority women business owners. But I'll stop there. But this is a very great subject, and I like that you guys are going back and forth with it.
You're welcome.
Thank you for chiming in. No. Well, as I was saying before, you're talking about advanced technologies, and I saw how Japan, they had like some sort of store where you can purchase things on your own. Like it's like there's some sort of robot that grabs your things and then brings it to the front, and all you have to do is pay. It's really advanced over there. Like it's crazy things. But now let's move on to what are some negative outcomes from social media. And there are a lot of negative outcomes. Like there are drugs, there's depression. Depression comes from social media because we can look at certain things and we go, oh, look at what that guy's doing, or oh, look at this guy, my life's so down right now, and like you never notice that someone could be at a tropical beach and they could be having fun, but they can have depression too, and you never realize that you never realize that you at a point in life, maybe or maybe not, have been to a beach with your friends or been to someplace even funner that they can't even visit. Like I could see somebody from I'm gonna say South Carolina, having fun doing whatever they're doing, but I can get jealous of that person in the press, like, oh my God, he's doing this and that, but he could have his depression because he can't, like, say he can't go down to Florida, and like his dream might be to go to Disney World or something like that.
Well,
So we have equal depression.
kind of lean into that because, like, saying like there's something flashy and then you end up seeing that depression. That's where that gets to the one of the other negative effects that if you get too involved, it forces you to make a facade.
Yeah.
It forces you to put on a mask to kind of cover up all the stuff that might be hiding up, and then it gets bad when you feel like you have to show more of yourself, but then you just don't know how to even show yourself anymore because you're so built into this facade that you put on there, and you kind of don't realize the distinction between that mask and you. So I feel like when you get too involved into because it's creating a persona isn't the better part. Like, that's fine. Being like, if you want to be seen as something and want to spur positive outcome, that's fine. But it gets to the point where, well, let's say even if it leads into something that might be, a bad outcome, or you just meet the wrong people. That's the same thing. Because I was gonna get into the freelance thing. It's like there's a lot of good parts for it, but if you don't know like where you're going or how to market yourself, you might find people that just want to take advantage of you. And then all the stuff, all the work that you've been through, then they just take all that you know what to do because you didn't have all the guys that you needed. So.
I'm gonna time in on this negative because like you said, there's a lot, and like you said, there's depression and all type of stuff, and I'm gonna tell you kind of the negative and try to tell you how you could get around that as well. A lot of times we get on social media and we got our friends, and we wanna be popular and look good and stuff like that. But if you're not using social media to just have fun and be okay with who you are, then you shouldn't be on social media because, like you said, you could be depressed and you can go through stuff. You don't have to prove anything to nobody, none of your peers, nobody. The only person you got to prove yourself to is our Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And, like I was saying, just have fun with it. I don't feel like you have to be better than the next person because of what the next person has. Be satisfied with what you have, because at the same time you can have what they have. You just, you're always taking you at your own pace. You have to be patient. You're always gonna bless you as long as you put God first. Don't allow. I know we like to listen to certain music and like to watch certain things. It's okay to laugh and have fun and enjoy yourself, but don't let it affect the person who you are with the negatives, and don't let it influence you in a negative way, because then it could lead you astray, and you could end up doing something because now this song that influence you in a negative way to do something that you don't want to do, but you regret it. So also another thing we try to do, a lot of young people, we try to look from love from social media. We try to want to feel attention and the love from social media. We can get love from our family, trust me. Love on social media, I say it's kind of fake because like I say, when you're up, when you're doing good, everybody wants to see you. They want to check up on you. They want to do stuff. But I guarantee you, when you're down, don't nobody want to hit your phone. Don't nobody want to hang. So, keep your family and your loved ones first. That's what I would say, don't try to look for too much approval from your peers and stuff like that. So, just be yourself and have fun. It's okay to post stuff if you're going out, if you want somebody to see this good food you got, stuff like that, But if you want to say anything,
I want to say something about the drugs on social media. A lot of kids get on social media and they might be interested in drugs. Like, a lot of kids nowadays smoke marijuana or weed. And when it comes to smoking weed, they have different buyers and different plugs. But I recently found out there was a type of weed out there. There's always like deadly drugs, like dumb drugs, but there's this type of weed out there that people are putting on the streets. And it's called, I believe it was, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it was an M30. So it's something like that. But kids were taking it, and a few kids at a high school. It wasn't down here. I believe it was in New York. They died like shortly after like inhaling it because there was that M30 is not built for our body. It's like we can't sustain that. And a lot of kids they die off from that because they die off from many drugs because they see their friends doing it and they're like, oh shoot, well, I think I can do that too. Let me take that. And they just get influenced by their friends, by negative people.
Yeah, drugs, yeah, on social media, like you say, you got a lot of people who promote it. You might have somebody who's trying to serve you. A lot of people are trying to use social media to sell drugs, but I never really understood my Abba when he used to tell me, shoot, get high on life. You know what I'm saying? Get high on life. It actually hit me when I got out because I could be around certain people and they could be smoking and I don't have to smoke because guess what? I was locked up in the county and I was going away from a lot of things. I couldn't get on my phone. I couldn't do certain things that I wanted to. I couldn't go to McDonald's or wherever I wanted to eat at. You feel me? So now that I'm back and I get to actually do these things, I'm getting high on life. I could have fun just by watching a video or watching a movie, going out, doing certain things, to get high on life. It's more to life than drugs. I know sometimes we get depressed and we feel like, oh, we need these certain drugs to keep us happy. But trust me, you don't. You can have plenty of fun. There's plenty of stuff to do out here and enjoy yourself and to have fun. And you also want to keep your mind, drugs and stuff like that. They could kill off your brain cells, not have your mind right. So stuff like that. So I say for the drugs, get high off life, enjoy your life, live life. Cause I know there's an afterlife, but enjoy your life while you're here and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll say another negative outcome from social media is anger. Like some people can't contain their anger. Like they'll see something like you could have a happy video and someone will make it into a mad video by commenting something dumb on it. Like
No, I'm just saying.
Like if I were to make up a scenario, there could be this guy playing with I'll make it something random. There could be this guy playing with a tiger or something, interacting with nature, and someone go on there like, you're not supposed to do that. Why are you playing with that tiger? The tiger belongs in the wild. Like, do you have common sense? And like, they're just making a mad comment. It's like he's just enjoying his life.
Because I was thinking like, well, it's kind of like when you see stuff like that, that leads into one of the other negative effects that like leading to anger is getting affected. Kind of like, cause it's so hard for your energy to change, like going on stuff like that. So it's also like trying to keep that stable mind. It's like, okay, you kind of just see it and just let it flow by. But then when you get too invested and you're like, you keep searching, you keep seeing all the negative stuff, and then you try to figure out, why would they say something like this? And then you start getting invested in it. Like, bro, it's just a comment. It's just a comment.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is like, if say you're trying to do something positive and you got a lot of haters out there, a lot of people might say something negative about what you got going on. Sure. If you can't ignore them, block them. Shoot, get them off your page. Like my mom said. Like my mom said, she had most of her friends and family, and I'm pretty sure she don't got no fake friends commenting under her picture. Oh, you're ugly, this and that, about you trying to bring you down. So if you feel like you got those negative people around you on social media that's trying to bring you down, block them. It's as simple as that. You got the block button on there. You feel me? So just do that. But
I like that too. There's also like when I was on TikTok, I saw the options, and one of the options was not interested. Like, so if you don't like the video, they have an option. I'm not interested. Don't show me that again. Yeah.
Because I was like on the saying like the keeping people in the comments stuff. Even that too is like with the blocking thing too. You can even sit there and look at it and be like, something that was more wrong in them to kind of just put that in there. Because if they're wasting their time and want to like just say something about you, say more about them. So, and I feel like when you just, I don't know, you just have to keep that positive mindset. Like, why is this affecting you? Why should it affect you? It doesn't have to affect you. once you go through all those questions, then you realize that this really is just something that I unintentionally invest myself in. You know, like you have to realize, like, you know, your subconscious, you know, your higher self, they're all like just waiting for you to kind of just get out of that. So you know that, like, you realize like this is just something that's like, again, it's just an earthly desire. So I can you know, just keep it there, and then you don't have to really show too much before you get into all the.
Yeah, I think I was at a time I was kind of invested in it, and I got into my mindset of this is this guy's life. Why do I gotta worry about them? Like this is his opinion. Like you know, people like to get mad about a lot of people's opinions nowadays, but I like even if I don't necessarily like that guy's opinion, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm not gonna spend my time arguing and going back and forth. I'm just like, that's his opinion. I'm scrolling, you know, find another video.
And when I see stuff like this, kind of like I started to look at it now to where when I see stuff that you kind of have to laugh at it because when you live your life in a way that you feel like positive, you know, positive things are coming and you're preparing yourself for everything, because all the downfalls that are happening are just like whenever you're lost, all the downfalls are happening just so you can get back to that top. Once you reach rock bottom, all the way you can go to stop. And I've seen that, you know, TikTok, something like that. And you know, once you're going through that process, it's kind of like once you reach out of there and then you get all that information that you got from social media, is just kind of like you just end up seeing the world different type of thing.
Yes, social media, it like I've seen a few posts where somebody will like post something that's incorrect and people will get into an argument over that. So like they're just spending hours, minutes all on social media arguing over something that's not even real. And
and that's where the funny part comes in. Because again, it's like when you feel like, you know, you're just ready for any small downfalls. Seeing the negative parts come up is just kind of like, oh, that's funny that's there. Because you don't really see that in your head. It's like this is a negative. This is just a little kink in the rail. You know, you just keep going. It's like, okay, it's whatever. You know, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah. But like those are just some negatives from social media. Now I have my next question. Who is behind the social media agenda? I would say people who are behind the agenda is corrupted people and people that may want to make money off of social media. They're just investing in it. You know,
pyramid schemes, all that. Yeah, because that's the worst part. Because even recently, actually, it was on Snapchat. And I've seen like a bunch of posts of like this girl reposting. It's like, oh, send your number and get these jobs here and there. She didn't know she was part of a pyramid scheme. There were people up top telling her to like she can promote to these certain people, and it was like some weird jobs that they were doing or something like that. But it wasn't specific at all. And it's like people are like reposting this on their story, and they're actually like getting their into. It's just kind of like it's so easy to get drawn into that. And not know what's going on.
I've seen someone I knew personally on a pyramid scheme. Like he was like, oh yeah, all you gotta do is swipe up on this link, you'll win 1,500. And it's like, what?
You know, your information on your tab.
What? But yeah, they're just like a lot of people. I believe most of the people that are behind the agenda are the ones that just want to, I don't know, like the ones who are not of the spiritual path, like the ones who Satan can easily corrupt, and now they're corrupted, and now they may be corrupt. No, they are corrupting our generation right now because they're putting like a lot of stuff for our generation. Like even now, there's probably a teen that's been on social media from this morning to even right now, or maybe even yesterday. They might still be on it and getting even more corrupted, even more invested in social media. Like social media, there are a lot of false videos out there. I've seen these guys. There was this one kid. He was like, "Oh yeah, I offer classes. It was stock classes in stock trading stock, and he wanted people to pay 300 to 1K for his for buying his stock classes." And some guy exposed him and was like, "Oh yeah, that's not even real. Like, I bought one of your stock classes to look into what it's really like, and like what you're teaching is what of those banks out there is teaching the same thing. All those banks are teaching the same thing about stock. Like you're not teaching nothing new, nothing easier. You're just benefiting off of these people that come into your tricks."
Yeah, because also there's so many people that like back to the behind the agenda. You'll get like someone who you see is really popular or whatever. Well, kind of like I'm thinking of a specific example. It's not like I don't. It's not too related to like the back agenda, but it's the closest I can get on like a smaller degree. But like Lil and stuff like that. Like that. Remember when she was more popular? Remember how all those videos got released back on like what was really happening and how she was like getting guided, like telling her to say all this stuff. You get into like even a bigger scale, and then like think of like the people that are living in. I'll say like specifically maybe like Los Angeles, LA and stuff like that. Like they're all like really invested, in social media. You think about like the people behind them that might be kind of like forcing them to market themselves a certain way and why they might be certain difference, because then there's always the fact that if it's just you and then you're investing yourself, that's something you have to kind of like work through. But then when there's the people that are like trying to guide you to go along with this, then that's what kind of like these are like the core people. They're trying to take advantage and they make that money off of you and then you don't even know.
All right. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, for my last question. If a teen is depressed or changed from social media, how could he change back? How could he go from being in a negative, depressed state to a positive state?
Well, after that, I feel like, because this is actually related to one of the high of life you were saying, but kind of like living a minimalistic life in a sense. Like someone who doesn't desire a lot will get the most. Because when you try to seek out everything, and seeking out many things is different than trying to put your energy towards something. Put your energy towards something, you're actually trying to fight for it to get that thing. Seeking out and just kind of like just wanting these certain things, especially if they're like your desires, that's what kind of like puts you to that pitfall. But I would say like getting out when you kind of live a minimalistic life, like you might not even like people when they'll go on like not even like I guess social media detox, just be off their phone for like however long, a week or whatever. Kind of just sit in there and sit down, meditate or whatever. Just kind of just look at life and then just see where you are. You start to think and then you start to process and you see like all these messages in your head and that yourself were kind of like trying to help you progress to where you were getting.
Exactly. So like what you're saying, sometimes if you feel like you're overwhelmed with social media, it's always okay to take a break. You don't have to be on there however long you have to take to get yourself together before you feel like you can get on there. Because you don't want to have to feel like you got to keep up with the world as everybody else going with it. You can take a break from that and allow yourself to get right. Allow yourself to be focused and not to be too much caught up on the things that's going on. Because it's better to focus when you don't got that phone in your hand with social media sometimes. So you feel me? If you feel like you need to take a break, take however long you need to get away from it so you don't feel like it's bringing you down, and don't feel caught up on too much of like I say, a lot of people look for love in certain things from people on social media. You might like somebody because a picture, but that just because of somehow someone looks doesn't mean that they're pretty in the inside. And what I'm saying is a lot of people look for love on social media and stuff like that, but based off of how this person looks. Get to know a person, know what the inside of them looks like before you try to, you feel me, want to be with them because of how they look on the outside. So don't be too much overwhelmed and depressed about a person. Love who loves you.
Yeah. Sure. I want to bring up two things. I remember being a little in with social media. It was this year because of COVID. We didn't have things to do like that. We couldn't go anywhere. So I was in social media and I was into playing my games. I remember one day I came home from school. I decided to turn my phone off. I had 9 assignments and I was able to knock down my assignments because I put my mind to completing all my assignments. And with doing that, you could progress off of just putting your phone down, putting other distractions down, and focusing towards that one goal. And also, I saw a comment, maybe bring up the comments. I saw a comment of that I was a bit interested in from Sister Ziva Israel. Is we have to get more of our children to, no, it wasn't that one. It was what Yahweh has to install in our children is awesome. And she also said they all have voices. Voices is also something that corrupts us all because voices will tell us to do evil things and we can't sometimes we can't beat around those voices and with those voices comes negative thoughts, because I have a lot of negative voices in my head. It's like you have an in, intrusive thoughts that come into your head, and now you're a corrupted person. You may suffer from high mental illness, and you just don't know how to control it, and it might lead you down a wrong path because you weren't taught about your mental illness. You don't know what these voices are, so now you turn yourself to a completely different person.
Yeah, and it probably leading to the social media thing too, and especially if you're like really deep into social media, like getting into where like it's a negative effect in your life. When you hear those intrusive voices, it's a lot harder to get about, because if you keep scrolling on whatever, looking at these different streams and comments and stuff and like that, and then it just like puts you in a bad state. Those voices are just gonna keep coming, because you're never gonna be able to get them out because you keep involving yourself in there. And you're wondering, why they keep coming, why they're affecting me like this, and you just don't realize that. Just put it down. Just get that, just get that minimalistic part out there so you can kind of see it at a bigger scope.
Yeah, I like that, and I believe also like this is verse.
I had to mute my phone on my end, right?
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you.
Oh, I was muted. This is awesome. This is my first time getting on here, and I am blown out my mind to see these young brothers talk. I am so proud of you. I've seen you grow in the knowledge of Yahweh since a child, and to see you develop like you are. I mean, we gotta get more of our children talking.
Praise Yahweh.
Because I talk to children all the time, and what they express to me about knowledge of Yahweh, man, we got to get our children's voice heard.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. Praise Yahweh.
Yes. You was talking about something you said about negativity in your mind. What you were saying about that?
The negative voices.
Oh yeah, the voices that we hear in our heads, the negative voices that bring us down. Or was it something else?
Mm-hmm. The intrusive.
Yeah, one thing about that, we have to surround ourselves around positive forces.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to in this day society, but with your Iman Abba is doing with y'all, I mean, I follow y'all all the time, and it's gonna come. The negative influences, negative voices is gonna come. This a battle, not just within our children, even within adults.
Mm-hmm.
This battle is within us, and we gotta beat it. We can't let this devil control our minds and our thoughts. We got to continue to keep putting Yahweh, what he has taught us, within our minds and within our children's minds, and surrounding them around positive things.
Praise Yahweh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We have to fight every day. Every day we're at war with Satan every day. So we take it day by day, so we can win the ultimate battle.
Yes, sir.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Thank you for coming and chiming in with us, Sister Ziva. And now for our short break.
Hey, greetings and shalom, everyone. This is Jeremiah Israel, author and spiritual leader, here to tell you about the new show that I will be hosting coming up next week, which is called L.I.V.E. To my right is Minister Samuel, and to his right is Ambassador Shubael, and then we have Prince Yirmiyahu.
You want to tune in next week to Live Talk, because it will be live.
It most definitely will be, Minister. There will be a plethora of information, vital information, vastly different than you have ever heard before in your life.
And even after this, don't forget to tune into Live, the Youth Edition, which I will be hosting.
Hi guys, Angela Scott with Scott Capital Finance. Aren't you excited with the home values and how they have soared? If you are sitting on equity in your home, now is the time for you to refinance and pull that money out of the house. There's no point in being house poor. So refinance that home today and pull the money out to do all sorts of things like investing, going on vacation, or hey, why not upgrade that house and increase that value even more? Visit our website, www.scap5.com. At Scott & Associates accounting firm, you can get your taxes done in or outside of the office by an experienced tax professional. To schedule your appointment, give us a call today at 321-754-1360. The number again is 321-754-1360. Or schedule your appointment online at www.countonscott.com.
Hi y'all, this is Jeremiah, founder of Computers Unlimited International Inc. I am so excited about this shopping season. Here at Computers Unlimited, we have all that you're looking for. Check out this tablet here, only $35. It also comes with a case. We also have name brand tablets like this Dell 8-inch for only $139. How about upgrading to a sizable tablet like this here, 10.1-inch tablet for only $99. Here at Computers Unlimited, we have the deals for you. Won't you go online now to www.compunlimited.net. Happy shopping!
Now, for the quote of today, keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. I'm going to read that one more time. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. What that means to me personally is as long as you ignore the little things now, you can catch up and enjoy them later. So don't get distracted and keep looking forward towards your success.
Praise Yahweh.
Do you brothers want to elaborate a little?
No. Well, for like the way I kind of see that quote is like it was the same thing I was talking about, just keeping like a positive mindset even when you go through negative things. Because I got to the point right where whenever something bad's happening, for like for example, a little bit just like a year back or so, my dad had passed. I was like kind of just in that point where I was like, pain isn't to make you suffer; it's just to make you find a way out. And it's just to make you just keep developing. So when you just keep seeing everything that happens to you as like okay, this is just to help me grow. And it's just like, okay, this is just to put me in a place so I can move out and I can keep going, because a lot of times when you are in that kind of area where like there's a lot of pain and suffering, previously before you were probably stuck. You were probably kind of stuck in the state where you weren't able to grow. You know what I'm saying? Or even when you get to a point where you were lost, you're kind of in this gray area. And when you go through that big I feel like everything's done. That's where you kind of just look up. The same with the sun, you just keep going.
Yeah, just elaborate on what Adam said, like the quote, keep your face to the sunshine and you won't see the shadow. A lot of times we go through life, of course, we live life, we have certain loved ones that pass away, a lot of things may happen during our life, but, we need to keep our face to the sunshine. We need to keep our faith up with Yahweh, So I would say, make sure you keep God first. The rain never lasts forever. The sunshine always gonna shine again. And I would say make sure you keep your faith up. Keep Yahweh first. Yahweh can get you through anything. When I was in the darkest place you could be in, I kept my faith up to the sun, Yahweh the Creator, and I knew that He would make a way out of there for me. I didn't know that, but I kept my faith up and my face up to the sun. So,
Right.
Caller
You got a caller with your line unmuted. Give us your name, caller.
You said Zeke Israel?
Yes, sir. You want to chime in on the conversation?
Yes, I want to speak about the negative thoughts or the depressed state that youth find themselves in due to social media. The Savior Yahweh teaches us that as a man thinketh, so is he. So in order to alter your depressed state, you have to alter your way of thinking. And as human beings, we think in form of using terms. Or in other words, what you got to do is, like Yahweh stressed in preparing for rulership, you got to learn new words, a minimum of one a day. Because once you put that word inside of your word bank, then it will prompt what is called auto-suggestion, which by denotation is suggestion arising from oneself as a repetition of a verbal message as a means of changing your behavior. So the only way the human can think differently is they have to intake different words. And these words govern our behavior. It's like what Yahweh gave us with the 28 more attributes. Each one of those attributes causes us to live life on a higher plane. And it'll take us from a depressed or despondent state into a state of heaven. So you have to begin to change what you're feeding your mind. So if it's social media and the comments that are being made that cause you to be depressed, is basically you need to switch off, change the channel, and only feed yourself stuff that's positive. Whether it's movies, music, videos, books, that's what a person has to intake in order to get out of that depressed situation.
Praise Yahweh.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for chiming in with us, brother. I appreciate that. And
Yes, sir.
Really what's that one? It's really what's up that case.
well, what I want to add while we're closing out, I want to add always keep your faith in your spiritual path, because you never want to fall into that darkness. You never want to fall into that shadow, because once you're deep in that shadow, and it can also make it easier for Satan to come and grab you and take you even farther into that darkness. Mm-hmm. So yeah, keep your faith towards the sunshine, and always have faith in Yahweh. Peace, everyone.
To stay connected to us, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Live Talk Orlando. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Live Talk Orlando. You want to come on to the show? Join us on the show? You'd like for us to interview you? Then email us at livetalkorl@gmail.com. You can also follow the host on Facebook at Define Your Purpose 2021, on Instagram at Jeremiah Israel, and you can visit the website www.jeremiahisrael.com. Make sure you pick up a copy of The Spiritual Significance of a Name. All right, family, just announcements. We hope you enjoyed the show today. Tune in next week to Live Talk, same time and place. So until then, if we don't have anything else, we like to say shalom, and thank you for joining us again. Peace and
Shalom. Keep you blessed.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
For live.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
This live.
Are you
talk.
ready?
Live
Are you
talk.
ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Live talk.
For the word of the day, the knowledge and the wisdom will increase your faith. Are you ready for live talk?
Yeah.
Because it's about time to set it on. Are you ready?
Let's go.
For the word of the day, the knowledge and the wisdom will increase your faith. Are you ready for live talk?
Yeah.
Because it's about time to set it off.
Live talk. This live talk. Live talk. Living in vital energy. The universal language spirituality. Living in vital energy. The universal language spirituality.
We
going all the way live with it. With live talk, increase your mentality, put away carnality, and increase your spirituality. Let's go. Live talk.
Are you ready?
This live talk.
Are you ready?
Live talk.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Live talk.
For the word of the day. The knowledge and the wisdom will increase your faith. Are you ready? For live talk. Because it's about time to set it off.